All right. Hi. Welcome
Good
to the day,
morning,
everybody.
kids. Hooty hoo! Welcome to today's awesome sauce episode of the Kong Family Show. Today we have one of our favorite people in the whole wide world to come into the house because this lady she gives us so much value every time she comes into the house. And hey, Jan, can you mute yourself, please? I'm going to
Yeah.
mute you. So, anyway, yeah, Liz Christian, she's in the house today, and she's got a really unique presentation for us today because we always say around here that Kong doesn't cost, she pays. And we've confirmed that Kong is a girl, not a boy. And that's, because that's just the way it is. So that's a good thing. I mean, Kong's both a girl and a boy, but the main Kong, that's a girl, baby. And so anyway, we've got a special girl in the house today who is a tremendous member of the Kong family, Liz Christian. She's up in Seattle, Washington, and she's going to give us a kind of an eye-opening demonstration that really shows people with a visual the simple fact of the matter that Kong doesn't cost, Kong pays. And so, Liz, I want to turn it over to you. I'm looking forward to seeing this, and I've been looking forward to this for a couple of weeks now since Dan told me about it. So let's have it, honey. Let's rock and roll today. How you doing up there?
All right, we're doing good. And as you can see in Jen Lefebvre's picture, the sun is outshining today out here in the Pacific Northwest. Isn't it beautiful? Hi, Jen. It's beautiful. And this little demonstration came about when a good friend of mine, Stacy Birch up in Marysville, talked about being a mom and having the Enagic Kongan device, but not sure how to educate people on how to transfer over to all the stuff we've been using, the products, the chemicals, all of that, to Enagic Kongan water options. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my little share and bring up this little presentation we put together to educate people on how to basically transfer over from all the stuff we were spending all of our money on and getting to the place where, like you said, we are making money. So how we doing on the share there, JJ? Can I get a thumbs up?
Looks good. I can see it perfect.
So this is both my friend Stacy's and I's big why, because we care about the environment so much. Both of her and I feel our God connection is through the environment, through animals and plants and all of those sorts of things. So this is what we wanted to say. We won't have a society if we destroy the environment. So that's our start. So we're starting with the sanitary water. There's been a lot of stuff going around about coronavirus and the 2.5 strong acidic hypochlorous acid. So this is made by pushing a button on the machine, and it takes the tap water, filters it, adds a little bit of a salt solution and electrocutes it. And that's how we get the strong 2.5 water. This one. This bottle actually has been in my car since I found out about the virus. So I'm spraying everything and everyone. I spray the ATM machine when I use it, the gas pump handle, myself, the steering wheel, my cell phone, and just everything. And this kills 99.9% of bacteria, germs, viruses, and things like that. So there hasn't been any study that I know of on it killing the coronavirus. I just wouldn't be surprised if it helps. I spray this up my nose and kind of snort. Actually, not this one. Actually, I have done this one, but I use a littler one. I'm spraying up my nose and my mouth. But what these two things have replaced, let me get this down a little. The 2.5 has replaced mouthwash, Tom's mouthwash. I think this is about $3 at the store, but I was buying one a month. For me, hand sanitizer. So alcohol on a skin with eczema burns. When I put this stuff on my hands, it burns my hands and they turn red and get really itchy. That doesn't happen at all with this, but I can feel how clean my hands are. I've replaced this deodorant with 2.5. I think this is $3 or $4 deodorant. I don't know how much this is now. This might be worth $500, but if anyone wants it, they can have it for free. I just use it for demos. I don't use hand sanitizer anymore. I use 2.5. So replace the deodorant. It's replaced nasal spray. And I didn't really use this much before, but I know there are people that do to clear out the sinuses. And if germs and viruses live on the end of our nose and stuff, and we can potentially kill it, then we can do that. So let me show you. Here's a warning. If you're not good with some graphic things, so what I'm going to show you next is actually an amputation that happened, and they only used hypochlorous acid to treat the wound after. So it's a before and after picture. So if you don't like graphic pictures, you know, turn your eyes for now, but this is it. So as you can see, there's an amputation, and this is the stump of it. And it was 3 weeks that they were both treating it with the water by soaking it, and also taking a rag and putting the water on and holding it on there. And as you can see, it's all new skin that was grown in there. And it's, you know, I know it's kind of gross, but it just goes to show that if this water helped that happen, I believe this water can help a lot of other things happen. And it's amazing. You know, this is what they're using in the Japanese hospitals and everything. And these are just a few of the things that this water has replaced. Right here, I mean, it's maybe $10, $12 or something like that, but that's about every 4 to 6 weeks. So that savings right there is worth it. And I can make as much of this hypochlorous acid as I want to and have the solution to. So this is something I found, and maybe you can't see it all because our little thing on the side, but basically it's showing how hypochlorous acid can act on viruses and bacteria and eliminate odors and things like that. You can just spray it in the air in the bathroom after you know what happens, and it will pull those odors down. So it's showing how the hypochlorous acid basically changes molecular structure of these things and makes them inactive. So it's amazing. Right here is straight from the Enagic website on the uses of 2.5 strong acidic water. So you can go on the website anytime or refer people there. So number 1, kill all microbes. That's huge. As an antibacterial soap and disinfecting, face lifting and tightening, which I'll get to later too, but it says you finish with the beauty water that we'll get to. Gargling with this. When I was first introduced to Kangen water, was supposed to get a root canal in a tooth right here. And Dan shared the 2.5 with me, and 3 years later, I still haven't had to have that root canal, and I forgot about it. I used to have really, really bad pain right here, but it's gone. Number 7, vomiting. So 2.5 is actually very similar to the stomach acid, to our stomach acid. So if we get food poisoning, and I personally got what they call Bali belly when we were over in Indonesia, and it's like a foodborne illness or whatever. So we had 2.5, so I drank a little bit, and I was supposed to get on the airplane that night, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to. But after 6 hours of, you know, getting it out, drinking Kangen water and the little bits of 2.5, I was able to neutralize what was going on in my stomach and get on, you know, the 17-hour flight. So I was good. It's amazing. So here's more. Open wounds, burns, infections. So sunburns, any cuts. It's also great for in your eye if you get pink eye or anything like that. Sinus infections, to spray up your nose, like I said, instead of the nasal spray. Nail fungus, it's great for soaking feet if you get boot rot or what is that called? Athlete's foot. Sore throat. So my dog got a sore throat, which I didn't know even happens. And so I sprayed his throat with the 2.5. The next time I went back to him with this, basically, he let me do it. So I'm guessing it helped. Poison ivy, fever blisters, moles and warts. So this is something interesting that I found. And this is from the source is CBS News, April 21st, 2010. And it was talking about the Poison Control Center has reported 22,000 incidents of alcohol poisoning in children and adults over the past 3 years. So that was from 2007 to 2010, because these hand sanitizers are alcohol based and our skin is penetrable. So if we're over and over again sanitizing, and I'm not going to say don't hand sanitize if that's what you have. I want to make that clear, because right now we need to be sanitizing, but be careful. There's also some research I found that this is most effective when it's wet, which it only stays wet for a short period of time. But otherwise that alcohol is going into our system and gonna have to get digested through us. So I don't think this is a long-term solution, where I do believe the 2.5 is. And then there were over 1,000 complaints to Johnson & Johnson over the use of Purell. So there's some stuff out there 10 years ago about the possible negative effects of this stuff, and I just have zero negative effects with this. I mean, look at, squirted in my mouth, squirted in my eye. Like, I'm not worried about this. And when Dan's grandson and daughter come over, we're not worried that they're gonna get their hands on this. It is all non-toxic. So that is huge. Moving on, we're gonna go to the 11.5. That's the 2.5. Now we're going to the 11.5. Same button as the 2.5 on the machine, just a different hose. So the 11.5, as you can see here, is a degreaser. And what I'm showing on this slide is that we no longer have to walk down that aisle that stinks and makes me want to hold my breath and makes me itchy when I walk down it, the laundry detergent aisle. Because this stuff, the 11.5 degreaser, has replaced 409, bring this down again, Shout, and all the cleaners. But a big one for me, a big money maker for me, because I had very, very sensitive skin, is my laundry detergent. So I was spending about $40 a month on special laundry detergent, organic, you know, or not organic, it was special laundry detergent for my sensitive skin, $40 a month. And now I don't pay anything. I just make the 11.5 strong alkaline water in this container. This is my laundry container. I no longer have to throw out plastic laundry bottles or anything like that. And then what Dan and I do is we found that soap chips. So these are some organic soap chips, as you can see, and he talks about them all the time. He just loves them because they smell really good. And I fill this up. This is 2 liters of 11.5, and I just take a little pinch and put it in there, and then I shake it up, and it's ready to go. You don't even need these soap chips. We just like a little bit of extra smell, but one of these is equal to 2 loads of laundry. Unless our dog makes a mess or something, then I might use a full one of these, but only half or even a third sometimes is a full load of laundry, and it doesn't make my skin itch. Also, a lot of laundry detergents, people don't know, contain chemicals that are highly toxic. And people with skin issues, autoimmune issues, or what is it called? Immunocompromised bodies cannot handle the chemicals that come in laundry detergent and things like that. So here with the 2.5 and a few of these products, I'm saving about $10 a month. Here, being able to make my own laundry detergent, I'm saving about $40 a month. So that's what, 50 bucks a month so far I'm saving. I'm no longer buying these cleaners. I don't know how much I spent on them a month, maybe 10 bucks. So let's say right now we're saving $60 a month. That was my first junior payment a month. It was actually way more than my first junior payment a month. And we haven't even gotten to all the other stuff. So think about that. I no longer have to, I never really use these, but I guess Dan, when I first moved in, Dan did. So I found some like tucked under the bottom shelf are these Bounce dryer sheets that even just smelling them now are kind of making me nauseous. Instead, we use these wool balls that we put a little bit of essential oils. This one is sweet orange. So put a little essential oil on the wool ball and throw it in the dryer, and it takes the static cleaning down and makes it smell good. But I also found out that if you have any wrinkles in your clothes and last minute you're trying to smooth them out or whatnot, the beauty water works great. So you can spray it on your clothes if you have wrinkles and then just kind of wipe it down and the wrinkles just fall out and it dries really fast. So that's great.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, there are so many.
Hey, one question for you, Liz, real quick for everybody that probably is wondering about those soap chips. How do you get those soap chips and how much are they?
Okay, so these particular soap chips we get from a woman in Monroe. She has a business called Heavenly Soaps by Patty, P-A-T-T-I, and she will ship them to you. This bag right here, but it was like full to here, I think it's $10. Dan, you can pipe in if I'm wrong. Yeah, but $10 for this full bag, and we give out so much. This would last us alone probably 2 years. We did an experiment and we bought the smaller bag. It was $3 for like a sandwich size bag, and we did our laundry off of that for 8 months. So if you don't want to go through that soap and you have a favorite bar soap, you can actually shave it on a cheese grater and make your own soap chips. So if you have a favorite bar soap, like Greg Snyder at Alum Water, he has really good goat soap there. So I thought about shaving that one and trying it, but we have a lot of soap chips here. So you can make your own soap chips, yeah, and make it any smell you want.
Awesome, man, that's cool. I love it.
So these are some of the toxic chemicals that they've found in laundry detergent. And one of the ones I researched was sodium silicate. And it is a chemical that is found in a lot of household cleaning products and pesticides, detergents, and I think, Cascade dish soap was one of the ones that has a lot in it. And it's just saying how hazardous it is on the body. And if you go down to the bottom where it says skin and eyes, it says that contact with the eyes, burning pain, and possible damage to the eye tissues can occur, but exposure to the skin will cause a chemical burn and severe redness. Now, that was my symptom when I had eczema. So did I really have eczema that was something that needed, cream from the doctor, or was I just having a reaction to sodium silicate? Because I'd get itching and burning on my skin and my eyes would burn, and it was probably in my detergent growing up. And then what happens is we sweat and our pores open and these chemicals are able to enter our body. So we have to be really aware and cautious on what kind of chemicals we're exposing ourselves to and our children and our pets. So there's fragrances, which I just take fragrances as a cover-up these days. Back in royalty times, they had these little rings that they put sniffers on because everybody smelled so bad. But I feel like all the perfumes and fragrances and things like that are covering up something else that's going on. There's also stabilizers in detergents and things like that, and they add those things to make them last longer, right? But it's they're linked to eye, lung, and skin irritations. Bleach, we all know that's toxic, right? You sniff it and you feel sick. And brighteners, which I hadn't even thought about this, but they sure have. But these can negatively impact development and reproduction. That's not okay. And what if people are, trying to get pregnant and they can't, and they're not realizing that it's just linked to the chemicals they're exposing themselves to. Phosphates, dioxane, and cleaning agents or surfactants. A lot of detergents, first ingredient is a degreaser, and 11.5 is a degreaser. So there's no point in us spending our hard-earned money on something that is going to potentially harm our body And when we can just make gallons and gallons and gallons of 11.5 and save a lot of money on that. I've also replaced Visine, which I used to use and then stopped using because I wasn't sure about it, with the 11.5. So I drop 11.5 in my eyeballs to hydrate them every morning. I've also stopped taking melatonin to help me sleep because I drink about 2 ounces of 11.5 before bed, and it helps release my natural melatonin. I sleep so good. I don't know about you guys, but if you need a little extra boost, a couple ounces of 11.5 will do it. It's also
hey, Liz, I gotta interject something here at that point right there, because every night before I go to bed, I drink 28 ounces of 11.5.
there you
Every
go.
night. I've been doing that for months and months, and it is amazing how good I sleep and what awesome dreams I have. And like our buddy Ian Rude, the Voltinator, he says if you're not dreaming, you're not healing. And so it's amazing how much my dreams have changed since I started drinking 11.5 before I go to bed. And I'm kind of excessive in things, but yeah, anybody that wonders whether 11.5 is healthy to drink or okay to drink or whatever, all I can say is I drink 28 ounces of it every single night before I go to bed. 2 14-ounce mugs down the hatch, and then I collect the 2.5 at the same time and go brush my teeth and gargle with it before I go to bed. So anyway, I figured that would be a good point to interject that, because that's just another way that this incredible water pays.
So. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've drank up to a gallon of 11.5 in one day as an experiment on myself. I tend to experiment on myself a lot before I'll say anything to anyone. But yeah, the only negative effect I felt about it is I felt my lips a little bit dry, and then I went to the bathroom a lot more. So they're not that negative of effects in the long run. I mean, a gallon. And I've heard of people drinking more than that, and I'll sip some throughout the day, or if I feel a tinge of a headache coming on, which I haven't for years at this point, I just drink a little bit of that. I drink it before I work out. The 11.5, it's great. And when we do gargle and swish with the 2.5 in our teeth, it is a good idea to follow up with a little 9.5 or 11.5, just so that, because the 2.5 is a strong acid. So with our teeth, we want to be careful, and we want to reset the pH after we clean them. So I'm sure you do that. I just wanted to make a reminder to people. Okay, so the beauty water. So the beauty water is a 6.0 pH. Oops, wait a minute, I skipped some slides. Sorry, let's go back. So these are the 11.5 uses, and I'll just let you guys refer to the Enagic website if you want to go and look at I love where is it? The soaking your feet in 11.5 helps draw out, because basically with gravity, all things kind of end up at our feet, right? So heavy metals and things like that. So soaking your feet in 11.5 water can help draw out toxins, but also help pull out heavy metals, which I think is really, really cool. A lot of us don't know how many heavy metals are really flowing through us right now. Bug spray repellent for heartburn or indigestion, also acid reflux, that's a big one. Number 10, arthritis, gout, and muscle soreness. So those are all things that I used to experience. It's kind of funny now because people are like, oh, do you have any health conditions? And I'll be like, I had gout, I had eczema, but I haven't had the symptoms of those since I've had Kangen water. So I truly believe that that's true there. Also, while people with cancer are going through chemotherapy, and we heard from a good friend that this is true, that by drinking the 11.5 water, it helped with a lot of things, but one of the biggest things was energy and nausea. So there is, oh, this one was funny too. Number 13, and this comes from the Enagic website, which, we're not supposed to make claims and be careful with what we say, but this one's interesting. Stroke. drink as much as able if you feel a stroke coming on to provide the alkalinity to overcome severe acidosis causing the stroke. I guess we do have symptoms, but I wouldn't think like, I just think preventative at this point. I'll just drink 11.5 to prevent stroke, but I guess I was kind of surprised to see that on the website.
One thing I'd love to interject right here, a couple of things. As far as migraines are concerned, I had a friend that she was having a serious migraine. I've actually had 3 or 4 people now that have had this situation where they were coming down with a migraine and I happened to be around them. I also had another friend that was at the house that was having an asthmatic attack. He started having an asthmatic attack right here at my house. And he asked me if I had an inhaler. I'm like, no, I don't have an inhaler. I got something even better. And I ran him upstairs into the kitchen. I hit the 11.5 button. I ran him a big glass of 11.5 and said, drink this. And not only did it stop his asthmatic attack within like 2 minutes, but he said he didn't have another asthmatic attack for like another 3 days after just drinking that one big glass of 11.5. And then I also had the same situation with a couple of friends and a family member who were having really bad migraines. And one particular one, she was just sitting there with her head in her hands, just like this. And I says, what's going on? She says, I've got a horrible migraine coming on right now. And I said, are you willing to drink something? And she said, yeah. And I happened to be up at my friend's house up there in Walla Walla, Washington at the time, and we had our machine with us. And I said, and Tina went and grabbed a frozen mug out of the fridge that was empty, and I took it in, hit the 11.5 button, filled that baby up, and it was probably a good 20-ounce mug. And I filled that up with 11.5 water, nice and slow running, and I went in and I handed it to her and said, drink this as fast as you can. And she drank that whole thing. And then I just, well, I gave it to her, and then I was busy doing things, helping Shalimar get moved and all that. We were on that project up there. And I came back in a few minutes later, and she was up and at 'em and running around and all good to go. And I said, so how long did it take for that migraine to go away? And she goes, 3 minutes. And I went, see, I told you. You know. But anyway, so yeah, that's just something I felt like should be interjected here, just to give people another idea. And I love seeing that they're, you know, as far as the stroke part is concerned, I think people should understand that one of the reasons why it's going to help with stroke is because it's such a tremendous oxygenator.
Yeah.
Provides so much oxygen to the blood. And it helps. If you've seen any of Sebastian Restrepo's or any of the videos where they drink just a little tiny bit of the water, of the 9.5 water, and then they test their blood, and you see the blood just moving all over the place. And before they drink the water, you see their blood and it's all clumped and it's hardly even moving. And then they drink a little bit of 9.5 water, and 10 minutes later, their blood's just cruising all over the place. And so yeah, it's a tremendous oxygenator, and it helps your blood thin out and get going. And
yeah,
so that's
where it needs to be.
pretty obvious to me why it helps with stroke. So yeah, that's awesome that's on the Enagic website. I didn't even know that was there. So that's
yeah,
cool.
some of these things I was like, oh wow, I'm surprised, first of all, that they'd say that, but second of all, that, oh, there's another, you know, use that I didn't know about. You know, even making ice cubes out of 11.5 to offset acidic drinks. Well, that makes sense. I always made my ice cubes out of 9.5, but why not make it out of 11.5? You know, 200 times stronger than the drinking water. So here's some more uses. Oh, unclogged sinks. It makes sense. It's a degreaser, because I know it unclogs our pipes if we drink it. So if you know of anyone with constipation issues, you know, there you go. So, oh, and one last thing that I didn't say, but it's in all of the demos, is the 11.5 is amazing. And it's probably what I use it most for, is cleaning my fruits and vegetables and soaking all my beans and rice and everything like that. Because it gets all the pesticides and herbicides and all of that kind of stuff, crap, off of my food. So that's a big one. So you can see that in any of the other demos. I just wanted to give some uses that are a little different than what we normally see. So,
Hey, one more thing I'm going to interject from that last slide, paint thinner. One of
yeah,
my buddies, Grant Lipman, he's a painter. He's a professional painter by trade. And the 11.5 water works as an amazing, he did a video about it, works as amazing paint thinner to clean dried latex paint or dried oil-based paint. And it also, he said it's the most amazing window cleaner he has ever seen. He said he tried the beauty water and it worked good, but he said it wasn't nearly as good as the 11.5. He aged that 11.5 for about 8 days, and then he ended up cleaning these big giant windows in this house that he had just finished painting, and he put out a big picture of it and big story about it. And so yeah, it's just another one of the amazing things, the amazing ways that Kong pays. She doesn't cost, she pays.
No, because what were we at before? We were at like $60 or something like that, and we haven't even gotten to the beauty water, and we haven't, got to the drinking water. I'm saving $60 a month at this point. Oh, and also Dan did a live yesterday from a car detailer where they're using the 2.5 and 11.5. So if you want to go check that out, because it just works. That's the thing. It works. I don't have to go out and buy this stuff and hope it works, or, just because the TV said it will work, then I'm going to go spend my hard-earned money on it, and it's going to, get me all chemicaled up and, smelling funny, and who knows what else, maybe causing my cancer. Who knows? I don't know. So the beauty water, so the 6.0 beauty water is the pH of our skin. So it's going to replace things like toners, or something I used to use, which was witch hazel, because it was the closest for me to a natural astringent and toner. So I, wash my face at night and then put the toner on, this stuff on. This isn't that expensive. It's like $2 or something like that. But I know the toners at Nordstrom's and all of those things are, 40, 50, $100. I don't know how often the gals, are buying that, but this is 8 cents a gallon on the high end of water cost, 8 cents a gallon for the rest of my life. And I don't even have to go to a store. I don't have to use any plastic bottles and things like that. But what I found was that women spend approximately $313 a month or $3,756 a year on appearance. Now, this does include gym memberships, but still, my gym membership right now is $25 a month. So that's leaving $263 a month that apparently I'm going to be spending on my health and on my appearance, which I think is crazy. But and men spending about $244 a month, or $2,928 a year on appearance, and we don't have to, with this sort of stuff. So this replaced my toner. It also replaced this kind of stuff, which I haven't used for a long time, but it's like a hair serum to make my hair soft. I don't even use shampoo anymore. I just use baking soda, and I don't need conditioner anymore because I have the Anespa. But if the ends of my hair gets dry, just dip it in apple cider vinegar. So there's so many options. It's also replaced this is multi-purpose cleaner, but this is a glass cleaner. So I don't know how much these are. This is a Trader Joe's one that's supposed to be made with essential oils, but it doesn't work as good as the beauty water. So I don't need it anymore. I just have it around for education purposes.
One thing to just ask you to repeat, because when you mentioned the part about not using shampoo, you had a little bit of a pause there, and it didn't come through. So can you repeat what you do as far as the shampoo is concerned now?
Sure. So I just buy a box of baking soda, Arm & Hammer, and I put it in a little jar, and I take a pinch, put it in my hand, and kind of mix it up with some of the Anespa water. And then I just work it into the top of my head, rinse it out with the Anespa, and that's the extent of my washing my hair regime. That's it. but I want to stay in my NS spa longer, so it gives me more time to just hang out in there than I'm washing my hair. And I have a lot of hair, you know, and I've tried a lot of products and shampoos and this kind of stuff, but it just never felt right. And maybe this is why, you know, these are some of the chemicals that are found in products that men and women both use. But yeah, no more shampoo bottles, which are plastic, going into the ocean, just baking soda. And that is another tip that came from my good friend Stacy, which is awesome. Yeah, I don't know how much shampoo costs anymore, but I know a box of baking soda will last me 3 months at least. And I think it's 99 cents or maybe $1.99, something like that. So there's savings right there. So these are some of the chemicals found in these products. So we've got deodorant, perfume, and nail polish contain phthalates, which are linked to breast cancer, diabetes, obesity. Parabens, which we've all heard about, are thought to be in 75 to 90% of all cosmetics and have been found in biopsies of breast tumors. So what that's telling us is that when we're using these deodorants and these lotions and these body washes and perfumes that have these things in them, they're not getting out of our body. We might be spraying them, you know, all over us and stuff. They go into our skin, and then they're being found in these masses and in our organs and things like that. These things are not good for us. We might smell nice, but we are literally contaminating ourselves. And it's not funny. It's really sad, but it makes me kind of angry actually at how much money people are making off of people contaminating themselves. It's really sick. So
I'd like to refer to that as legalized genocide, because so much of this stuff that's out there in our world today, it literally is killing people, and it's very slowly killing them, and it's killing lots and lots and lots of them. And I thought I might tell you something coming in that just came in from the live side. Lindsay Martins, she says, I have a Castile-based shampoo, which is awesome, but expensive. She said, I should try your routine. So she's going to give your routine a shot. So get it done there, Lindsay. Let us know how it works.
Yeah, that is awesome. And you know, it takes some time because our pores have the old stuff in it. So the old shampoos, the old lotions and everything like that. So there's going to be a short period of time where you're transmuting that, where you're going to adapt. Like if you stop wearing deodorant now, you might smell for a week. But if you're spraying yourself with the 2.5, letting that smell come out, letting your pores come out, and giving your body a chance to do its own thing, that smell will go away. So there's a transition period, Lindsay, but I'm all for supporting you for trying new things. And Castile soap is good because you can, like Dr. Bronner's soap, that's a popular Castile soap. And you can take a couple little drops of that and put it inside of the 11.5 or 2.5, so you can utilize that soap, not have to use as much, and dilute it with the the 11.5 that's a degreaser, so you can actually create a new shampoo using your old stuff and the Kangen water. So there's different ways around it. I mean, we can use what we have, but I'm telling you, the baking soda works great on the scalp. So yeah, there's some more chemicals in here, lead and triclosan, and you know, it's just, look at that, lead obviously linked to fertility issues and learning disabilities and behavioral problems. We all remember when they were finding the lead in the paint in the kids' toys and things like that. It's just, we can be consciously aware of the decisions we're making based off the information that we're willing to listen to. Here's that beauty water. And Steve Beaumont told us about using it for pasta and rice and everything. And I didn't believe him at first. I just kept going to the 9.5, but I finally used it for my rice and my pasta. And it is true. It actually makes better rice and pasta. So that is a true statement. Here are some more uses, and I'm not going to go through all of them. But, and like it says here, beauty water, great for hair conditioner. So that's, you know, I'll just spray the beauty water on if my hair gets dry or anything like that in the summer. But This is
I
basically,
like what it said right there in that thing about the conditioner. It said, try not to use conditioner of any kind as this coats the hair, which makes it so the beauty water can't get in there. I'm assuming that's what they're saying right there. Is that correct?
yeah, because a lot of like those parabens they were talking about, they're
Mm.
kind of like there's like a waxy feel. And that's what a lot of people think is their hair being conditioned, but it's their hair is being coated with wax. And so it feels all soft and smooth or whatever, but it's not even their hair. It's their hair coated in wax.
Wow, look at all the uses for this stuff. Holy
Right?
moly.
It's awesome. And yeah, this is basically the long and short of it. So I'll show you what I show a lot of people at the demo is, oh, and this is a big one. I mean, look at, no longer have to buy these. Just have a water bottle for the rest of, my life. I can keep one water bottle for the rest of my life. But essentially, I'm saving right here on this table. I think we just started, so 60, 75, about $85 or $90 just swapping over from this, can you see it, to that. And then that slide on there is doing the same thing. We're saving the planet of all the plastic. We're saving our body of all the chemicals. And then financially, we're also saving too. So like you said, JJ, we're saving a lot more than we ever spend, and we only have to spend once. That's the thing. Spend once, save the rest of your life. Or spend the rest of your life and wish you would have saved, back when JJ told you about the Kangen water machine. So this is a swap over. It's not easy. It does take time. It takes awareness. It takes some patience. I'm in it 3 years. Actually, next week will be 3 years since I met Dan and Jen Lefebvre, and they changed my life. And I'm so grateful. So grateful. And I'm still learning more every day about how to utilize these waters and how to share it more with people, because a huge thing is, oh, hey, your carpet cleaning this weekend, what would you say about trying a gallon of this 11.5 water? Would you just try it out and give me some feedback? There's nothing about anything. Oh, you're looking at getting a new facial toner. Hey, I'll give you this one for free. Will you give me some feedback though? There's just different ways to get these uses into other people's hands before even talking about Enagic, Kangen, anything. It's just, we have these products and they're an option. And I was like, should I keep this slide in here right now with what's going on? But Dan said, yes. If you really think the environment is less important than the economy, try holding your breath while you count your money.
I love that. That's classic.
Our environment's all we got, so let's stop with the chemical compounds and all these things in labs, and let's just get back to, honestly, this all just makes so much more sense than any chemical ever did in my life, and I've had them in my life since I was little. Before I could talk, I had eczema creams with steroids being put on my body. I had no choice, and now I do. And I tell the little kids that I show the demo to, when their parents are like, no, that's too expensive, and they walk away, I turn to them all the time and I say, one day you're going to be an adult, and one day you're going to be able to make your own decisions, and I support you in making a decision that feels right for you. And they look at me and they get that and they walk away, or I don't know if they fully get it, but they look at me like, yeah, okay, and walk away. We all have the choice, and it's not always easy or fast or anything like that. But luckily, our group of people here right now is such an amazing support for making these choices and swapping over. So this is my last slide, because I find this very important. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. We talk to people a lot, and they're researching and waiting and this and that. And after a year of researching, kind of like, well, what did you decide? And well, I don't know. I'm just going to put it on the back burner. In my mind, if I had done a year of research on something and not made a decision or done anything, I'd have felt like it was a waste. So here, we can be aware and share what we have without human emotion is difficult sometimes. But I'm really grateful for this platform, JJ, that you've provided so we can just continue to share with each other. So thank you for that opportunity today.
Yeah, I absolutely love this whole platform and having the ability to be able to share this kind of stuff, to share stories like this, because ultimately what it comes down to is stories change lives. There's that old saying that facts tell and stories sell. And the truth is that for me, it was an incredible story that turned my life around. And my life wasn't bad or anything like that, but I shouldn't say it really turned my life around. But what it did is it changed my life for the better. And now, because of that story, I know people like you. I actually got to spend a couple days up at your house, and you guys were so gracious, taking care of me and my sweetie. And it's just all the people that I've met, all the things I've learned. I've learned more about my body in the last 3 years than I ever had any clue of. And I thought I knew about my body, because I read that book, World Without Cancer, 27 years ago, and I thought I knew things. I didn't realize how little I knew. And I've always been in search of more information, more learning. And this place, this company, people like you have just been an absolute incredible blessing. And, we always say that we're here to change the world, and we indeed are here to change the world. And the things that all of our family members are doing is exactly doing that. Dan, what's up, buddy? You got something to say? I love it. Let's hear it.
Yeah, no, first of all, man, I couldn't be prouder listening to Liz. I actually went into another room so I could just kind of observe this, like if I'd never seen it before, didn't know her. And who wouldn't be proud? What an amazing job, and just showing the value of the machine. And I can't wait to repost that later. But I do have a little bit of bad news as well. So while that was going on, I disappeared for a second and took a quick phone call. And the Enagic office in Torrance, as of 9:15 this morning, is shut down. So they will not be processing orders. They don't know. I don't have any answers on if they're going to forward those to Texas or other places to get that done. But as of right now, from what I'm hearing, for the foreseeable future, at least a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks, it doesn't sound like any orders will be processed on the West Coast, which is very difficult for all of us.
Oh, we lost you.
You muted, Dan.
But for right now, that's what we have to go through.
So did you ask them anything about shipping? Or they're not going to be shipping anything out either?
They will not be in the office. And actually, I have to take, this is a really important call coming in. I have to take this, but no, they will not even be inside the office for the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Wow. Well, kids,
it's all a more important time for us to share our gifts and what we have. I have a demo unit, and I'm looking for a place to put it where it can help many families in a neighborhood, in a community. And Liz, that was a fantastic job. Oh my goodness. You are a wealth of knowledge and an inspiration. Just to how simple this is. And like you said, we all have a choice. And when, this is more than a product, it's a lifestyle. And with Kangen meaning return to origin, getting back to nature, it appears that's what's happening as everyone's slowing down, reflecting. Animals are coming out from their corners of the world. You're seeing interesting stories pop up in Italy, dolphins in the canals in Venice, and when we have one device that can replace nearly every consumer product and in a healthy way, it just makes sense, like you said. So such a blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Great job.
Oh, I'm still muted.
Yeah, we've got interesting times going on right now, kids, and all the more reason for us to keep doing what we're doing, keep sharing, keep spreading the magic. And now, now the only way for people to get these machines, get this water, is for us to share it with them. So that makes our job a little even more important. And so, that's what we're going to have to do. And I know that I have a bunch of flyers that I just printed up. I just printed up 300 flyers yesterday that we've got a storm coming through today, but tomorrow it's supposed to get good. I'm planning on traipsing my neighborhood for the whole day, going out and putting flyers out on everybody's door, letting them know I've got water and hand sanitizer and all that kind of stuff. And so, that's just what we're going to have to do. That's what we do. We adapt, we improvise, we overcome. And we keep moving forward. And as I always say, we are the Kong family. We're here to change the world, and we're doing it one glass of hydrogen-rich, oxygen-saturated, incredibly hydrating Kangen water, 9.5 at a time. One box of laundry detergent, one bottle of 409, one needless piece of consumer products at a time. One amazing guest, one informative show.
That was a great show.
Awesome family at a time, guys. So I'll get this out here today. I'll get this thing posted up so that this thing can get shared far and wide. And let's get this information out there, because this is really valuable stuff, Liz. Thank you. You are an absolute godsend. I love you. Love you too, Dan. I love all you kids that are in on the live side.
She's an angel.
I love you guys too.
Love you.
Yes.
Heart.
So everybody get out there, change the world, starting with your own.
Would you?
Do not forget your hugs, kids. These are important.
Would you?
Careful, Roger. You're driving.
I'm driving.
Love you guys. Make it a great day.
Yeah, take care of yourselves and each other.
Thanks. Liz.
Ciao.
Good
Bye-bye.
to see you guys.
That was
Would you?
That was really good stuff.
I'm glad.